Hey everybody, welcome into Mapped Out Radio. And today on the program, we're excited to welcome back one of our good friends of music art people, someone we featured on the radio show before, our good man Azul. Welcome in, brother.
Hi, how's it going? Hi, everybody.
Good to see you. Good to hear from you. And yeah, so we last spoke to you in May of last year, and a lot has happened for you since then. You've had some epic shows in Toronto and surrounding areas. You've traveled to ADE. You've toured Europe. You've got some good things in Cuba coming up, and some new tracks and some unreleased gems. It's been an epic few months. How's it been? You catch your breath yet?
Oh man, yeah, definitely the new year helped with that. It was a journey. It was incredible. It was a very good year. It's one of the best years of my life, and we're not done yet. This year is gonna be even better. We're gonna do everything we did last year, but bigger and better. So I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, totally, man. Awesome. 2025 is looking good. Everybody's penciled this in for a nice creative year. So wanted to catch up with you about your travels to the Amsterdam dance event. One of our co-hosts, Amber Long, goes every year, and she's done a few shows for us in retrospect. Yeah, and I know you did a little bit of travel around Europe after the conference. So I'm wondering, how did that trip sort of help open up your creative flow?
Wow, yeah, that was a big one. So ADE, totally worth it. I did the pass, I did the conference, and to any DJ out there listening, I would 110% recommend it. And not only because of what you learn in the sessions, but because of who you meet there. Like everybody who goes to ADE is serious about music, and that allows you to build good connections that can actually help you push your career forward. Like you can meet someone that's managing like artists, or you can meet like a person that's hosting events in like, Asia, Africa, Europe. Or you can meet fellow DJs that are like as passionate, as driven as you, and also like more talented. So you can actually learn from them. That's one. Then also like you can really like you can meet anybody, like everybody's there, like everybody from the scene is there. So it's like a really cool experience to see all the DJs migrate to one place. So yeah, I would totally recommend it.
Awesome. Yeah, no, we'll have to maybe get a mapped out radio community going over to ADE, meet up with you, meet up with Amber. Special, sounds special. I'm definitely FOMOing when I hear those retrospect episodes. And then you traveled Europe for a couple months after that. Tell us a little bit about that. How was that?
It was nice. It was very wholesome, I would say, because I was able to visit like my family, some of my family that lives in like Germany, my old friends from back when I was living in Thailand. So it was nice to catch up with them. One of my best friends that's living in Paris, and as well as like opening more doors. So back when I was living in Thailand, I met this girl called Eva, and then um she's also DJ, and then we actually played together when we were in Bali, and then she has a collective in Paris, so I went with them. We had a jam session, produced, and solidified our relationship. And yeah, we definitely want to collaborate in the future. So yeah, it was all about that, like opening more doors. I also fell in love with Barcelona. Like I thought I was gonna fall in love with Germany because I used to go to Germany when I was little, but Barcelona, just like the food, the culture, the vibe is really on point. I also speak the language, so helps a little bit. And also musically, I think it's like really, really good. Like it's close to Ibiza, and the scene there is really good and really strong.
Awesome. Yeah, Barcelona, one of my faves. And so cool that you're able to connect with folks in this digital world where we're always texting and that can help open up some creative pathways, but actually being in person with people and solidifying those connections is so important. So nice to hear the creative flow and very jealous. Europe in the fall is the way to go.
That was nice. It's good weather too.
So speaking about opening up doors and kind of getting some momentum rolling, I know you've had some pretty epic shows in the past year since we chatted to you last. I see Mystical in Toronto, the Sonic Springs Festival, which we know well, opening up for Silver Panda in the fall. Any standout moments or memories from some of your past shows over the last 6 or so months?
I want to say definitely Silver Panda. That was one of my biggest dreams and milestones. So back in 2024, when I decided to like go all in, like I made it one of my goals to sign with Panda Lab Records, which is, their label. So having the opportunity to open for them, first of all, I admire them as DJs and as producers. Like I love their music. Like I always play at least like one Silver Panda track in all my sets, and I know all of them, So it was a very, fan moment slash, career moment that to open for them. And also I have a similar sound, and I really, made it my mission to do the best job possible to open for them, like to go hard enough, but not too hard because I wanted to leave like, the main spot obviously for him, right? For so yeah, and they actually really liked my set, and it was really fun. I actually also made sure to include some of other songs from their label since I couldn't play them. I played songs from their label and they recognized it and they appreciated it. And then we had a chat after we went to grab lunch the day after. And I got to meet Leo a little bit more. And I, told him like, oh yeah, I want to sing with you guys. So he said yeah, send me the demos. I sent him some stuff. He said he really liked it, but it needs to be more a little bit more aggressive. I tend to be very like, emotional when it comes to like my melodies and my sound design. But his label is a little bit more aggressive. So that's what I'm working on right now, and that's gonna be my goal from here until the summer, to have one track ready for them.
Awesome. Aggressive Azul. No, congrats.
Yeah.
That's always a big moment, right? When there's like an artist that you love, that you play all the time, and you get to open for them. I remember, doing like that for DJ Dan back in the day. Not to date myself as a DJ too much, but that's always an epic moment. And good for you for not playing any of their tracks, because that happens too, right? Where you don't want to be that DJ where you're like, oh, these are my favorite Silver Panda tracks, right? And
Oh
so yeah,
man.
don't be that DJ if you're listening at home.
Yeah, for real.
Awesome, awesome, great memories. So it's super cold outside. We're right in the middle of winter, and we're all dreaming of the beach right now. And I know you're involved in a project in Cuba, which is very exciting. And you've booked weekly rotation of DJs down there. We've had some folks like Pithra, Alla, and some other folks in the community play down there. And it's all leading up to a larger festival in February. So tell us a little bit about what's going down in Cuba.
Yeah, so the Puzzles Entertainment team is building a festival in Cuba called Mystical. So they're actually taking their local festival in Toronto worldwide, and they're having their first session in Cuba. And they've partnered with Residence Hotels, and which is where we host the residency. And and then yeah, we're bringing artists from Anjuna Deep, like Knox Vaughn, Sinca, and other like Toronto legends like Martinello, Crimson, Oliver Wickham. So yeah, it's gearing out to be a very good and exciting festival and very progressive too. And which is also one of like my favorite genres. Like I dabble a lot into organica and some Afro house, but if I'm playing later, it's like more melodic Afro melodic techno. So yeah, it's gearing up to be a fantastic time, especially now it's -10 outside here in Toronto at least and snow. Now we're gonna be in the beach in a couple of days. So
That's
we're looking forward
awesome.
to it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
even colder in Ottawa. So,
Oh
so
man.
if folks are listening and they're like, "Oh, I have a bit of time in February. I want to think about getting down." What's the dates that this is going on?
So the festival is from February 13th to February 16th, but it's a weeks long vacation. So it's from the you can go from the 12th to the 19th, which is when I'm going, or the 13th to the 20th. Yeah, so the second Valentine's Day or reading week.
Nice. Yeah, busy
Yeah.
weekend. Yeah, you don't want to go down for just 3 or 4 days. You got to have the full
Yeah.
week, especially with the
Yeah.
packages there. So we'll
Yeah.
put a link in the show notes for people who are interested in learning a little bit more about the festival, getting down there, getting warm, hearing some wicked music. No, that's so awesome. I'm jealous.
You should come.
Absolutely. Thinking about it now, it's on the radar. It's on the mapped out radar. So one thing I've been really impressed with, and you talked a little bit about, is your productions. You've really come a long way. You've really studied the art, and I'm proud to say we've recently released one of your tracks on our Music Art People label, and we're going to play that a little bit later. So tell us a little bit about your foray into production. How's that going?
Oh wow, it's been amazing, honestly. I'm very happy to see how far I've come, and I couldn't have done it without my mentors. I believe that if you wanna do anything in life, you should get a mentor. You should have a mentor for absolutely everything. My biggest mentors have been Mark Nello and Crimson, who've also now become very good friends. So yeah, I started production, a little bit in 2023 just to get a foundation, and then 2024 January is when I started my mentorship with Mark Nello, Phil. And he really took me like 10 steps further. And then after that, I did like a mentorship 3-month long mentorship course with Crimson, and that would just set me to a complete different level in such a in record timing. Like I was able to finish a track. I'm able now to finish a track in like 5-6 hours, from start to finish,
Wow.
mastered and everything. So yeah, we're still like every day working on the craft. It's a you never stop learning, I think. So right now I'm at a spot where I have a good foundation, very good base, and I can make good tracks. And now I want to like collaborate with more people, and then join forces, because I don't know, there's something about collaboration that just fuels your creativity, because you might think creatively in one way and you think, okay, I'm gonna add like this synth or this arp, and then the other person is like, okay, but let's combine it with a stab, and it's immediate, and it's very cool. So I'm experiencing that right now, and I've been producing with a duo from Toronto. They're killing it too. They're Secret Land, and yeah, like it's been great, and yeah,
No, that's awesome. Love the fact that you're seeking out mentors. I think that's important because, there's only so much you can go from learning off YouTube or
Mhm.
masterclass. There's a point where you kind of need to reach out to folks and get that real world experience and knowledge and love the collaborations, right? It can be such a solitary act to create. So amazing to collaborate. And just as a follow-up, are you finding that you're kind of collaborating in person with most of these producers? Are you doing some of it virtually and digitally? What's the mix there, and how do you find the difference between the two?
So for now, yeah, I can't really say that I've collabed like online, because every time that I try, it's like it just kind of, doesn't align. It's different, but when you do it in person, it's like, okay, like let's do it, and it just you just go like faster. That's something though that I will try to do more, because obviously sometimes it's unrealistic to be in the same place at the same time. I'm very lucky that the Secret Land boys like live very close to me, um, but that's not the case with other producers, or most producers, especially if I want to be an international artist, right? So right now I'm trying to find that sweet spot between um fueling my creative, side in collaborations online. And yeah, me and the Secret Net actually yesterday were looking into ways that we can like bounce stamps off each other, like from yeah to each other, live, using like some software. So like we're looking into that. But I do feel like in person is better and faster too, you know. I think so, yeah. Because you only
Yeah,
need
no,
like,
definitely more inspiration when you're kind of in the same room as somebody
yeah,
else. You kind of
yeah,
have that creative spark where it's like you get the immediate feedback, whereas like
yeah.
online, maybe you're waiting a day or two for someone to listen to the track or the stem, and so
Mm.
it's like playing one of those chess games where you kind of just have to
Yeah.
check in once in a while. But yeah, sometimes maybe someone's in Barcelona or Tokyo, and you can't necessarily be in the same room or even the same time zone, so you have to kind of play it out. Although producing till 5 a.m. doesn't seem like an issue for you, I heard.
Yeah, that was crazy. It was so funny. Yesterday we were like, because okay, we met for the first time on Wednesday, last Wednesday, and like we made a killer track. It was fantastic. So we were really excited about it, and it's okay, like let's do it again. And then this Wednesday I couldn't do because like I had some plans move around. And so they said like, hey, come over, for a couple hours. We'll work on the cover art and the strategy for the release of this track that we did. We did none of that. We just like we talked for a bit, talked about it for like, maybe 30 minutes, figured it out, and then it's like, okay, let's produce. And next thing you know, it's 5 a.m. You
Love
know?
that. Yeah, that's how it happens, right? Is that you kind of get into it. I mean, there's the whole marketing side, which is fun, but it's the creative output that's kind of really revving up your engine, right? And it's so
Yeah.
funny that I've heard from so many producers that they produce at night, and it seems to be kind of a thing. And there's kind of this theory of like, well, most people are asleep, so maybe like the collective consciousness is like kind of at a lower level, and there's less distractions. Any particular times of day that you find like you're producing a bit more? Are you doing it in the mornings, night?
Like I definitely not at night because I like to go to bed at like 10 p.m. 'Cause, like I like to wake
Yeah,
up.
getting older
Yeah.
now, right? Yeah, I
Yeah,
hear you.
no, not really. I think it's because I just find myself more productive during the day because like I'm doing this full time, right? So like for me it's like okay, like I'm gonna wake up early, I'm gonna get all the things that I need to do, and maybe reading, playing the piano, or maybe working in a other project or the business side of things, and then go to the gym and then come back, and then by 1 p.m. I'm done everything, and then I can just produce from 1 to 7, like
Wow, love it. Great.
uninterrupted.
Yeah, smart, smart,
Yeah.
smart. Love that. Get your
So
physical exercise in early, and
yeah,
then you're kind of in the right brainwave state too for those times, right?
yeah, exactly. So for me, it doesn't make a difference whether it's like late at night or early in the morning. I do find that though, like sometimes, like I can go late. Like for example, if I'm working on a track and I say start at like 3, okay, p.m. and I'm working on it and I'm so thrilled and excited by it, like then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna finish it because I like to finish my projects in one day, and then I'll go till however late I need to go, but it never passes 3. Like it's not because I
Smart.
get tired, but just because I finish.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And it's nice to kind of have a nice sleep and then listen to it the next
Yeah,
day and go like,
yeah,
okay, I was on to something, or oh wow, where was I going with this, right? So
yeah.
sure, there's sort of two reactions there. So that's awesome. We're gonna play Jamuri, which is your latest track, which just launched on the Music Art People label in a few moments for the folks listening at home. But before we head out, I want to get some nuggets of what's coming up for 2025. You mentioned Cuba. I see you've got a show in Toronto coming up too. You mentioned some unreleased tracks. So what should we be on the lookout for 2025 for Azul?
So definitely music. I'm gonna create what really is like the Azul sound. Jamori was a great introduction. So now I wanna like open up the tree. I'm gonna create some more emotional side with some very good vocals. I'm working with like a Portuguese artist from Brazil. And I'm really excited for that one. Then I have, collabs coming out. Some of them are gonna be on like the more Afro sound, some of them are gonna be on the more melodic techno sound. So it's gonna, but all is gonna still have that like same essence of of what I bring to the table, which is that like tribal and emotional feel, whether it's melodic techno or Afro house, and you're gonna see the alignment. I also have some exciting shows. I'm debuting in one of the most recognized clubs in Toronto in March. I'm debuting at Coda actually. I was thinking like, should I say it? But it's
Wow,
announced
awesome,
already.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
Coda.
you. Yes, I'm so 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 excited for that. So if you're in Toronto, come
Nice. What's the
through
date on that for the listening audience in case people want to do a little road trip?
March 14.
Okay, mid-March, right as we're getting into spring. So
Yeah,
perfect. Azul at Coda. That's going to be special. Congrats, brother. I know you
thank
got
you.
Cuba. So yeah, big things coming off for 2025. Looking forward to hearing some more of those tracks as well. So congrats on an epic year, but 2025 is looking even better.
Thank you. God bless.
So we're going to hear Jamiri now, and then we'll feature one of your mixes on the back end, so people can stay tuned for that, so they can hear one of your full DJ mixes. But tell us a little bit about Jamiri. What was it like creating it? Did you have an inspiration? What were you trying to what kind of sound were you trying to create there?
I was definitely trying to bridge that gap between the Afro sound, Afro emotional sound with like the melodic techno sound. Definitely Silver Panda was one of my inspirations, the synths, the stabs, and also like the vibe that I bring is, like that emotional touch. Also, I have like the sample from Sofia Nassau, which is a fantastic singer. You probably heard her in her track
Yeah, I
Mwaki
love
or
those vocals.
Keita.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, no, it really brings the emotion forward. So yeah, that's what inspired me.
Awesome. Well, congrats, brother. We are so honored to have you on the label and to premiere the track coming up on Mapped Out Radio. And we'll hear a mix from you as well. We wish you all the best in 2025. We'll be watching along. And yeah, glad we could reconnect again. And thanks for being on Mapped Out Radio.
Thank you for having me.